Good morning, everyone. Welcome to MZ Webinars. Thank you for joining us this morning. Today, as you're very aware, we're going to be discussing the careers-driven student journey. We have Carla Archibald, our Business Development Manager with MZ, who will be presenting the webinar today. Before we start, I just wanted to make sure you're aware that if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, could you please put them in the question box on your control panel, and we will address those at the end of the webinar. So without any further ado, I would like to hand over to Carla. Good morning, Carla.
Good morning, Debbie. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. As Debbie said, this morning's webinar is on the careers-driven student journey. Very timely, thinking about where you will be in your cycle for kind of marketing, recruitment, careers advice and guidance events. So over the next half an hour, 40 minutes-ish, we will aim to cover the following. So a bit of an overview to MZ. I know there's quite a few new faces on the webinar this morning, as well as existing customers. So we'll just give a bit of an overview of who we are and what we do as a reminder. Why the careers-driven student journey? So some of the drivers around this and kind of why it's crucial that we focus on this at this time. Then how do we do this? So how do we promote, connect and guide the student through that journey? We'll share some of the best practice of some of our clients, really good kind of case studies and examples to share with you, and then a bit of a summary and questions at the end. So very brief overview, just going to take a couple of minutes to remind or give an overview of who MZ are and what we do. So we don't need to tell you that attracting and retaining students to your college is more crucial than ever before. With increasing competition within the sector, ongoing funding cuts and shrinking budgets, demonstrating to young people in your area why they should enrol in your college is never been more important, and it's vital to your college's success. So it's our mission at MZ, very simple, to help people make better decisions relating to the world of work. We do this by giving providers robust, detailed labour market data to help you better understand where you should be focusing your efforts. And that falls into many different categories, should that be within your curriculum planning cycle, engaging with employers or students, which we'll focus on today, all kind of aligning to that main mission of promoting a more relevant curriculum that meets the needs of the local economy. So why the need for the careers-driven student journey? So as we said earlier, funding cuts mean that demonstrating to young people in your area why they should come to your college is vital to your success. But it's not only your college that's being affected by these issues, but also your competition. So we're seeing more and more competition in colleges upping their game when it comes to marketing their institution as the place to go to gain the right skills to gain meaningful employment after study. So it's become no longer a case of persuading people the benefits of education in general, but more specifically why they need to come to your institution rather than the one down the road. On the slide, we've got some of the key drivers around a more careers-driven student journey. So we've seen with Ofsted an increasing emphasis on colleges ensuring that young people are being trained for jobs that actually exist. We've seen lots and lots in the news about this recently. So with more options than ever at school leaving age, we've seen things like the Gatsby benchmarks, the Baker Clause come into play, but basically it's all around young people and parents complaining that there's often no careers advice and guidance available at this decision-making age, and a need for that to come into play. So if colleges are really to fulfill their mission, they need to be far better at doing one key thing, which is linking courses to careers and then guiding young people on that journey. So after many years of working with the education sector, MZ have learned a lot along the way, and we know that for any young person starting to think about their future, looking at careers options that appeal to their interests, but are also realistic in terms of what jobs are available in the local area or even nationally, is not an easy thing to do. So what's needed is a way of taking young people on a careers journey that does 4 key things. So first of all, takes account of their ambitions and strengths, matches this to the labour market reality, shows them what training they need to do to kind of get one step on that towards that journey or that goal, and then connects them to the world of work. Young people at college, young people go to college not so much for the course, but because they think that it will give them a greater opportunity to gain good and meaningful employment at the end of it. Although we often see, we've worked within the education and FE sector specifically, probably for around 8-9 years now, and we see that colleges tend to market themselves on the basis of their courses rather than where those colleges might take those and who do them. So we've got a really nice piece around kind of the core product and the actual product that I can link you to at the end, but this goes into this in a little bit more detail. But if young people go to college because they think that by doing a particular course they'll have more options and better opportunities at the end of it, we're kind of thinking, why not focus marketing on making that link between the courses and careers more explicit? So that sounds like a big task. We know that there's limited resource and budget within education providers. So what typically would we need to do that? So a little bit of a breakdown on the slide, but what we're thinking is you need a detailed understanding of how your courses actually relate to careers, and then the ability to carry out that exercise of mapping every single course that you offer to the careers that they train for, and then on top of that, a way of clearly articulating this to the learner. So how do we do that? How do we clearly make the link between the course to the occupation that they train for, bring in that labour market data and get that across to the learner? So we've developed a methodology, some of you might know, which will allow us to map all courses across the FE sector to the occupations that they train for. And then we've integrated this into a number of our data tools, which means we can map a college curriculum in theory to careers at a both national and local level. What this then allows a college to do is quickly and simply make the link between the courses you offer and the potential careers they train for, but then kind of fundamentally promote the college's core product by showing young people how coming to your college can lead them to employment in your local area. So 3 different ways then in how education providers can do this. There are many ways in which a college can then promote, connect and guide learners into meaningful careers through the qualifications they offer. With us providing that bespoke mapping between your courses and the careers that they train for, we've then developed a suite of tools which will allow you to clearly articulate this to your learners. This will support marketing and recruitment activities, but most importantly, it gives potential and existing learners good quality careers advice and guidance. So we're going to spend the next 20 minutes or so of the webinar exploring each way in which we can do this, with some examples of how colleges can do 3 things. First of all, how colleges can promote your college to young people in your area as the pathway to a viable career. Secondly, connect potential students to the training that you offer by showing the link with possible careers. And then thirdly, guide them to a sustainable job throughout their time at the college. So firstly, when considering a career, young people often want to know 3 or 4 key things. So first of all, are there likely to be any jobs at the end of my training? What's the point of doing this? Secondly, how much can I expect to earn? There's a couple of other things such as transferable skills and knowledge that they will gain within those qualifications or course areas. And then last but not least, what other career options will this course give me? So labour market data gives young people a realistic idea of careers in their region, including job demand, salary expectations and other similar careers. Not only does this empower people with the careers information that they need to make better informed decisions, but it also enhances the college's own brand and image, helping promote your courses as a pathway to that career. So West Yorkshire Colleges Consortium have been the first to use our newest tool, Career Outreach, which is a standalone web-based tool that comes in the same format as our MZ Analyst tool, for any of you who are familiar with that. Career Outreach is a new platform that leverages the power of our data to produce infographics for websites, marketing, presentations, social media, and then any other image-based promotion that you can think of. So basically it's aimed at colleges who need a quick and easy but a non-technical solution for accessing and displaying labour market data. And it basically provides them with a tool to capture the attention of potential students and parents. So in using the tool for an upcoming marketing campaign, Alice Wood, who is Partnership and Communications Officer at West Yorkshire Colleges Consortium, has found that it's been an incremental tool for helping her to understand labour market data around skills and jobs at not only a regional but a national level, which in turn has helped inform marketing and communication plans from everything from social media posts to specific projects. So Alice fed back that they found the tool incredibly user-friendly and easy to use, meaning that Alice was very quickly able to produce really insightful data in the form of infographics to colleges on request. So basically what this tool allows you to do is give non-technical users a tool to be able to generate presentation and web-ready content within a few clicks. So when thinking about how to connect the potential student to the training you offer by showing the link with possible careers, so that second kind of remit of connecting, the most obvious place to start, we think, is your website. So after doing that bespoke mapping process of courses to careers, many of our college customers then use a set of APIs we provide them to allow them to integrate that data on employment figures and wage information into digital platforms, most commonly such as the website. So on the slide here, we have an example from Boston College, where we can see a very clear link from that carpentry and joinery diploma level 1 course to their potential earnings and number of current job opportunities in the area for a carpenter or joiner. So what we're basically doing, instead of using that tool to be able to pull infographics and get kind of marketing ready content, we're having a live API being pulled through to a website page or online portal that's basically connecting that career with the relevant labour market data. Another really good example of an education provider displaying all the information basically on one page, and it gives the learner a clear insight into the labour market realities of their chosen career or course, along with all the information they need to make a start on that journey. Another example of this is Coleg I Cymywed. So on this slide, we're seeing a very similar way of integrating labour market data into course pages. So still using that live API, but what we're basically doing is broadening that out a little bit. So what we've got is the course at the top of the page. So this is an entry 3 foundation skills in childcare course. But what we're also then doing is widening that careers kind of pathway. So there's a clear link to a number of potential career paths there. And then we have all of the average salary information for, again, the region that that college sits within or serves. So the link from courses to careers can also be flipped on its head. So we can do this the other way around, and Bridgend College have demonstrated this really, really well. So basically we've got a careers not courses approach here on their website. So the starting point for learners at Bridgend College will be to choose a career that they're interested within. So basically you've got the 4 infographics at the top there with an overview of the careers in general and types of roles that you would do within that animal care career. And then underneath that, we've got all of the related courses shown below. So basically it's linking that course to the career that the learner's choosing, but that's kind of an afterthought. So it's just a way or means of getting there. So really great infographics displayed on this page too. We've got some really nice infographics for each of the careers with the average hourly pay and average wage being shown. So just a couple of quotes around this, basically a bit of an overview of how Careers Insight or this API version has really valued or added value to some of our clients' processes. So Matthew Lilly at Hull College said the integration of the labour market data into the website had greatly enhanced the promotion of the college's focus on employability and progression into work. So again, using that careers, not courses focus. And he also highlighted the really positive feedback that the college have got from partner schools. So they've begun to use this insight in lessons, and that's been really, really valuable to their offer as an education provider. We then have a quote at the bottom from Damien Wright, who's the marketing manager at Loughborough College. So Damien said that embedding data into the website gave the college much more credibility with potential learners and their parents, which is crucial, in showing that the courses that Loughborough College actually offered led to genuine careers. So by showing that labour market data alongside the relevant course, it clearly highlighted that pathway that the learner needed to take to achieve that career goal. So the last example of that careers-driven student journey is all around guiding that learner to sustainable employment after their time at the college. So by giving learners an end-to-end resource to figure out what education they need to enrol in, this then ensures that they can take the career path that they want and also illustrates how that leads into employment. Enter Career Coach. So this resource is something that you guys on the webinar might be more familiar with, and a tool that the FE sector might be more familiar with. So Career Coach is basically an interactive, web-based, standalone tool that supports many learners in guiding them through that initial what do you want to do when you grow up phase, right through to the progression into meaningful employment at the end. So this is Heart of Worcestershire's own branded Career Coach portal. We've clearly linked all the courses that they offer to the jobs that they train for, and we've added that employment and wage data to the region that the college serves in a really nice standalone portal. So we've already talked about that kind of huge array of different possibilities to a learner when they start to think about their careers journey, and how that might be quite daunting, which has brought in the need for things like the Gatsby benchmarks, the Baker clause, and a call for more specific careers advice and guidance. So what every young person needs at the start of their careers journey is a signpost, if you like, some way of narrowing down all of the options given to them to the careers that they are most suited to in terms of their interests and abilities. Career Coach has a quick start assessment which asks 6 very basic questions, and then a more detailed assessment which includes 60 questions. So this is a really good starting point for a learner to understand what interests them, what they like and dislike about a career or an occupation or a set of jobs. Really good kind of marker in the sand, and after completing one of these, the tool then points the users to the careers that are the best fit based on their answers. For each of those careers, the learner is then able to explore wage and employment data, local companies employing, the job roles that local employers are trying to fill, and then the skills that they are looking for within an employee. All really, really important things for when a learner starts to think about what course that they need to do and where they need to go. So having gained an idea of the sorts of careers that they might look to do or are interested in, and having been given an insight on the demand for these or similar roles in the area, the next question in that careers journey is, what training do I need to do to get where I want to be? So you'll see underneath this web design and development professional occupation, we've got a list of the available courses. So this is a direct link to the colleges that Heart of Worcestershire College offer that would get that learner one step closer to being a web designer. So a little bit of a case study around that. There's much more information around each one of the different ways in which colleges have embedded labour market data into that careers-driven student journey that I'm happy to share. But a bit of a case study on the career coach side. So this is from Birmingham Adult Education Service, whose mission is simply about getting as many local people as possible to take advantage of the employment opportunities in their area, by basically supporting them and investing in their learning and development of skills. So to help them achieve this, they recently invested in the Career Coach tool. Jazzy Bridgman, who is Head of Learner Services at Birmingham Adult Ed, said that one of the things that really jumped out to them initially about Career Coach was its simplicity and accessibility when using this with all levels of learners. She said to have a tool that can take learners from the journey of a simple assessment through to local jobs insight and then link this to the courses that they offer is a huge benefit to both them and the people that they are working with. So a really great case study there on the value of giving learners local labour market insight or data to inform that careers-driven journey. So all of these case studies that I've shared can be found on our blog, which sits on our website. They're all downloadable in PDF, and I'm happy to share any of the contact details with you as well. So if anyone wants to chat in more detail with any of the customers that have given quotes, I'm happy to do so. Just drop me an email. But to summarise then, I think the key takeaway is that it's an education provider's mission to improve the lives of learners who come through their doors. So the more knowledge that a provider can give learners about careers realities of their local economies, the more they can make informed decisions about the future. So what will they kind of get from this? What does success look like? So this in turn will result in an increased recruitment and retention rate and a more motivated student body who naturally progress into meaningful employment after study. But I think this doesn't just benefit the students and the college, but it also benefits the employers who are local, who benefit from the skills that your college teaches, and also the community as a whole. So that's all from me. We'll open up to questions in just a second. Just wanted to take 2 minutes to draw your attention to our MZ National Conference 2019. The theme will be around tomorrow's workforce. So how do we develop, define and deliver the skills of the future? This will take place on Thursday the 16th of May in Birmingham. And so the key speakers include Kirsty Donnelly from City and Guilds. We've got Professor Richard Mills from the University of Sydney. Really, really exciting as we've just opened our market up to Australia. Eleanor McGreeny from Centre for Cities, and then a number of sector-specific workshops throughout the day with guest speakers. So if you want to find out more or register as a delegate, just jump onto our website, just type in MZ National Conference. The conference page will come up and you can sign up there. So Debbie, do we have any questions?
At the moment we don't, no. So you must have done a really good job, Carla, thank you.
Fab. Okay, well, my contact details are on the slide. So there is an email address there and a phone number. We'd love to hear about the issues you're facing that our local insight might be able to help with. So drop me an email if there's anything that kind of jumps to mind after the session. By way of follow-up, you will all get a recording of this webinar along with the slides and just kind of an overview of what we've covered today. So have a lovely day. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to hearing from some of you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.